Okechukwu, I represent Aniri of Gojiriba Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Enugu State. Honorable colleagues, security of Nigerians has become a big problem. When it started in the Northeast, everybody would have thought I'm not from the Northeast. Suddenly, it moved down to Middle Belt. Everybody would say, I'm not from Middle Belt. Today, it has moved down to Southwest. It has touched Southeast. And of course, in the Northwest, I have a number of my colleagues. In fact, the man who is representing Birinungwari, where we went to inspect a federal road, we were advised not to go there. Mr. Speaker, the members of Committee on Works were asked not to think of going to Birinungwari. Why? Because we were potential targets for kidnapping.
The hope that the maneuver is to
Mr. Speaker, there is a problem. The consequences of our not being able to fulfill that fundamental responsibility of government to protect our citizens is a big question mark on this country and its commander-in-chief. Mr. Speaker, I've always said there are three cardinal principles or three cardinal programs based on which this government came into power. The basic one and fundamental one is security. Now we are no longer talking about Boko Haram only. We are talking about citizens of this country not being able to live in peace. The other day, the country went haywire because General Danjuma spoke. If a man of that caliber, who has been responsible and commanded our armed forces, and was chief of defense, was the minister of defense, even when he had retired, and had a helicopter view of what security, the military operation should look like. If he could say that there is collusion, then something is fundamentally wrong. It means that the reason deterrent for assumption of office of this government has been defeated. I do not believe that it is the responsibility of the citizen to begin to provide security for himself. Otherwise, we have a season of anomie. I've had the opportunity of reading Wole Soyinka's Season of Anomie. It means anarchy. It presupposes a situation where you take the laws into your hands. And I do not think this republic should be run that way. Today, a good number of my colleagues have been kidnapped, or their relations have been kidnapped. If they could be kidnapped and harassed and killed, what happens to other ordinary citizens? Mr. Speaker, I believe strongly that we need to look into this. Whether it is in Taraba State, whether it's in Oyo, these are manifestations of fundamental problems of either not being able to lead or not being able to understand what is happening in the country. We cannot be deteriorating every day. Honorable colleagues, I believe that there has to be a wholesome approach to this problem. When you are delegated to go and deploy as IG of police in Benue State and you fail that responsibility in breach, what else do you expect? There should be sanctions, Mr. Speaker. The commander-in-chief should take action. Otherwise, we are not living as a republic. And the entire reason for forming a government would have been defeated. So I call on my colleagues to please not just only supporting this motion. The resolutions for resolutions for 3 and 4, we should come immediately to the aid of those who have been affected in this instance. But more importantly, I do not think we need piecemeal approach. We need fundamental solution to this problem. I so support.